These are some of the different pieces of equipment we use to make prototypes for our games. The basic stuff that pretty much you used to use for making any prototype would be your computer, your printer. We use a laser printer. We don't use inkjets for anything just because we have a pretty good quality laser printer, and it ends up doing fairly high resolution. For us, it's like 1200 ppi. So we've got the really nice printer, we've got the computer. That's the basic stuff that you from pretty much always have to have. The other things, of course, are some sort of thing to cut with, just for actually manually cutting, so a paper cutter. And so we use a rotary paper cutter. You can get probably the most accurate cuts using that as opposed to one of the big arm slicers. The other things that we have a 3D printer. We have a couple different 3D printers, some kind of cheap ones for like the cheap prototyping, and we have one nicer one that does the better, higher quality types of prototypes. So you end up with a little more accurate precision sizes. We have a laser cutter. So laser cutter is used for us pretty extensively now. We haven't had it that long, but we use it for die cutting, basically to match what has been done for punch boards. And we of course have a cute little machine that's indispensable to anyone making prototypes called a Xyron, which applies adhesive directly to the backs of paper. We pretty much use most of the equipment for most of the games at this point. For instance, silver. We've been 3D printing all the individual tokens. So the silver coin that came with silver coin, for instance, we made a 3D print of that. The laser cutter we've only had for about, 5 months now? And so we haven't used that for as much, but we have used it for instance, for Whistle Mountain. Whistle Mountain has a ton of pieces that are cut in a specific way, and we used a lot of it though for Maglev Metro. Maglev Metro has used that laser cutter for a ton of stuff. You go back and all the games require different types of pieces of equipment, but for the laser cutter and 3D printing and everything else, Maglev's pretty much used everything we have.